Elastic therapeutic tape, also called kinesiology tape, Kinesio tape, K-tape, or KT tape, is an elastic cotton strip with an acrylic adhesive that is used with the intent of treating pain and disability from athletic injuries and a variety of other physical disorders. This is beneficial to not just athletes, but people who suffer from aches and pains. The tape is very lightweight, and it's designed to be flexible enough to be active with it on. Athletes can benefit from the flexibility of this during game days, like when constant movement is needed. This is important because some people are essential to games, and this makes the healing process much faster. The tape is used on the tendons and muscles of the injury, so it can relieve some of the pain in those joints. Kinesiology tape also helps circulation, swelling, and helps the elasticity of a muscle. The tape can mimic the elasticity of a person's muscle while it's healing the joint, even though it's non-medicinal. So when muscles are overworked or sometimes needing rest, the tape can back up tissue. The different injuries that can occur, like sprains, aches, and pains, can also benefit from the blood flow caused with the tape. The tape lifts the skin, increasing the blood flow. So friction between rubbing the tape back and forth activates the adhesive. The tape also helps athletes who need extra care in certain muscle areas that have been previously injured. So those muscles are almost always more likely prone to get injured again or to be strained. But this tape is non-medical and non-invasive, so it is beneficial for anyone needing relief in these areas. It is also made from cotton, which is usually considered hypoallergenic.
Tape on?
It's for, we had to pick an invention. So start right here.
Or a little bit on the other side, just a little bit, so you need an anchor point.
Right there.
Yeah, and you don't stretch the anchor point, and then you stretch away from the anchor point.
Mm-hmm. And slowly peel it off as you pull. It's probably anywhere between a 20 and a 40% pull.
Yeah. So now that you have this anchor point, you can pull this harder for a stretch.
There you go. And then up and around.
I feel like it's not.
Just press it down.
Is that right?
I won't know until I stand up.
Okay.
I feel weird doing it.
Okay, and so take the other end and rub it. Like the shiny side and rub it. What that does is the heat activates the adhesive that's in this special tape that will stick to the body better. I know it sounds like hoodoo, but
Well, it's adhesive, so.
I know, but it's special adhesive. All right, let's see. Try the other side. What do you think, Mackenzie? Does it look good?
I'm not really paying attention.
Fair.
It looks like a little street with a few bumps.
Oh, you mean like your Supergirl?
No. Sorry.
Or your basket? Actually,
Neither.
You can actually
You.
kind of pull it as you do it,
Okay.
because it's meant to stretch and create that.
Okay. It looks like a wonky plus sign.
that's alright. And then if you put that one strip up above, like where the sacred region is, all will be golden.
It's right here.
Do you want it lateral
No.
or vertical?
That lateral. Now, this one, tear in the middle.
I mean,
Oh.
Tear in the middle, pull it apart, stick it where there's no, just try and find skin.
so like right here.
and
So
then-
right. Okay.
Because it sticks a lot easier to.
Like right there.
Like a Band-Aid. Okay, that looks good. It looks like an A having a dance party. It looks like an A, we just cut off the sides and it's an A. Perfect A. It looks like it.
Kinesio tape cannot be understood without understanding the story. Dr. Kenzo Case developed the kinesio taping method in the 1970s to fill a void in the treatment options that were available at the time. He was searching for a way to facilitate the body's natural healing process, employing the benefits of his treatments after his patients left the clinic. Through his education as a chiropractor, his initiated ability to sense internal pain and dysfunction through the skin and create therapeutic mind, Dr. Case was able to develop a new method of treating his diagnosis. Among these methods, Kinesio Tape was born. After developing and refining the Kinesio Tape method in the late 1970s, his innovation sparked interest throughout the healthcare community. It was long before Dr. Case was asked to share his findings and provide information so that other practitioners could extend the benefits for their own patients. From the very beginning, Dr. Case grasped the importance of having a community of practitioners and instructors to share their progress and provide a standard for the use of newly developing Kinesio taping method. The timeline begins in 1980. It was established by Case Chiropractic Institute in Kojomachi, Tokyo. And during that time, Dr. Case founded the Kinesio taping method. In 1981, the Case Chiropractic Institute moved to Ginza, Tokyo. And then in 1982, it was established Natural Academy in Chiropractic, meaning that it was taught in the sense of chiropractic. In 1983, it was established in Ken Aikai Company. And then in 1983 as well, Kinesio taping is made publicly available to the general public. Then in 1984, it was established as a company as Kinesio Company. And then in 1984 as well, it was established as a taping instructor program, meaning that it can be taught how to use it, when to use it, and where it'd be useful on the body. In 1988, Dr. Case also invented chirotherapy, a cooling treatment method used for athletes that were, after a long game, could just sit in an ice bath, or they had like an ice chamber where your body would be under like -0 conditions. Excuse me. Kinesio Tape products for sale in stores as well. And then finally in 1989, All Japan national volleyball team used Kinesio taping, making it the first team to have taping used. In 1990, it was invented in the music slacking in the muscle relaxing treatment method. In 1991, Kinesio taping seminar held under the direction of Board of Education. Then in 1992, Kinesio taping seminar held under the direction of the Board of Education led by Dr. Case. In 1993, a redesigned new building for the Natural Academy of Chiropractic in Nonboroku, Tokyo. And then in 1994, they moved to Nonboroku, Tokyo. After introducing Kinesio tape to the general public, it was introduced to Asia, where they used it ever so often for their national team and then for their basketball team. In 1995, Dr. Case instructed Kinesio taping at the Athletics Trainers Association in America. Kinesio Company moved to Yotosuwa, Tokyo, and then introduced the Kinesio taping to Europe. So after it went from Asia, it started in Asia, and then it went to Tokyo, and then it went to United States. It finally went to Europe. Kinesio taping in 1997, Kinesio taping theory at a spring camp of 7 U.S. Major League Baseball teams finally came about. And then in 1998, Dr. Case introduced Kinesio taping to South America. So at this point, all of Kinesio taping was introduced to all of the world. In 1999, the 15th anniversary of the Kinesio Taping International Symposium happened. And then in 2001, Medicare U.S. government health insurance code for Kinesio taping is established for national reimbursement. In 2003, equine experimentation began. And then in 2008, Dr. Case established Kinesio Taping Association International with the abbreviation KTAI. And they also established a society of Kinesio Taping Therapy, so that if you were an athlete and you just had you got injured last season and you needed to recover, they would have Kinesio Taping Therapy. The athletes that use it the most that I've seen on television have been like James Harden. You see a lot of football players wrapped around their shoulders for their shoulder pads. Just a lot of useful things that Kinesio Tape does. It's not only good for your body, but it helps you moving forward when you get older. Furthermore, it was also used in the Beijing Olympics for supporting for all this all the athletes that were in the Olympics during that time. And then it was also introduced in 2009 to the Kentucky Derby, and then in 2010 to the ski and snowboard Olympic team. And then they finally developed fan cuts and pre-cuts so that they would have specific ones, specific cutting for specific tape cutting for your body. In 2011, epidermis, dermis, and fascia taping method was invented by Dr. Case. And in 2012, an FP New London Evolution created London Summer Olympic Support and Dusseldorf Symposium, all under Dr. Case to, tell more about his wonderful usage of Kinesio Tape. And then in 2013, the CKTTT program for non-medical profit also submitted their information for Kinesio Tape. And then in 2014 again, it headlined the Olympics for the 2014 Sochi Olympic support. And then Dr. Case also used Uclean tape, and then Polycynic attended. Finally, in 2015, the certified Kinesio Tape facility was established, and they had their 30th symposium in Japan where it was created, and finally, at long last, Kinesio University is established, making Kinesio Tape one of the sought after brands in all of sports medicine. So it was a very innovative proper use of medical treatment that extends not only in America but all over the world. So it has its impact all over the world. So yes.
I will be talking about the social context of KT tape. We know the information about KT tape, which I will repeat again. When an area of the body is injured through the impact or overuse of lymphatic fluid or builds up causing inflammation and swelling, this accumulation or lymphatic fluids may cause increased pressure on muscles and tissue, can cause significant discomfort or pain. It is believed that when applied correctly, KT tape lifts the skin, decompressing the layers of fascia, allowing for greater movement of lymphatic fluid, which transports white blood cells throughout the body and removes waste products, cellular debris, and bacteria. But how does this relate to social context? Well, before KT tape, there were many other ways of dealing with injury or slight discomfort. But with KT tape, we can now know the innovation, that it is an innovation that was very much needed, and it ties to how much of thousands of years we use plants as remedies. For example, most of the people who suffer from muscle pain, like sore back, neck, lumbar, inflammations, or injuries overall. So for this reason, it is important to know the natural methods that can allow to recover from muscle and joint problems without the use of drugs. Anarca, Hyperica, and Calendula are three plants that help relieve muscle soreness, which anti-inflammatory and analgesic properties that can help relieve an inflammation when used externally. Nowadays, we use ice, cryogenic, and electrotherapy. This innovation of this KT tape really changes the ways we do treatments, but now it is less physically intensive and financially cheaper than other methods. We know that Kenzo Kazen in the 1970s had to go through a lot of struggles to make this happen. For example, this innovation first was an experiment. How was it an experiment? He made it more psychologically about applying a tape that once applying the tape, the user would think as if they have relief in their muscles. Well, he didn't know that the tape that he created actually did help the athletes a lot. So not only was this more of a psychological experiment, but he had a breakthrough in the science of this innovation and discovered that not only psychologically or somewhat medically, because it is not 100% going to work all the time. But we know that with KT tape, innovations is what keeps the world going.